Welcome to Bangalore channel. Today I'll be talking to you about First Agro Farm, who grow their produce using zero pesticides. Now before I start talking about the company, I would like to share some information related to pesticides. The most common mistake made is using the wrong chemical, while others overuse it, like endosulfan, which is banned in many countries or is being phased out. It's used because poor farmers can only buy this, as it is 15 times cheaper than organic options. Another common thing is that they harvest right after a spraying is done, which will make the levels really high. Pesticides are not only used to kill pests, but to enhance the growth so that more can be sold faster. Did you know that a cauliflower actually looks pale yellow? If it looks white, then it has been dipped in pesticide. Pesticide consumption causes cancer, genetic defects, impotency, physical deformities, disorders of the central nervous system, and much more. To understand the situation of pesticide use in India, I'll be sharing some more videos in my blog, and the link to that will be available in the description box. Now, India has bought itself more time to phase out the use and production of endosulfan over the next 10 years. Moving on to First Agro. They started looking for near virgin lands, and even though they are harder to till, it's important for growing zero pesticide crops. They have gone to the next level above organic. A simple way to explain is that just because a brand says they grow organic does not mean they do not use pesticides. This company uses non-GMO seeds to grow their organic food and does not use any harmful toxins and pesticides, resulting with their tag Zero Pesticide. The guidelines they follow are GAP for production, FAO, WHO, and voluntarily adopted the Codex standards. Codex is the highest food safety that can be done. Now every batch of the First Agro produce is tested and the lab reports are clean. For those who are not aware of the Codex standards, you can visit the website for the explanations. Secondly, their Integrated Pest and Disease Management Program, that is the IPDM, eliminates 90% of the common pest issues in agriculture, which is how they are able to maintain the zero pesticide policy. First Agro is setting up all across India. In Karnataka alone, they are spread over 100 acres. For water, they mainly use drip irrigation system, which reduces water consumption by 90%. All their fields have drip irrigation, and all their greenhouses are climate controlled and use technology to manage and monitor irrigation and plant nutrition, making the plants have an ideal and stress-free growing environment. They grow more than 40 varieties of Indian vegetables, herbs, lettuce, and much more. The plastic packaging material they use is also biodegradable. As mentioned earlier, they use drip irrigation to feed nutrition-rich water to the plants, which also lowers the water consumption. Their growing techniques does not erode the soil, and it eliminates contact with soil-based infections, animal waste, and harmful fertilizers. They are also able to maintain cool temperatures in summer and warm temperatures in winter, thus reducing energy consumption and carbon footprint. For example, when tomatoes are stocked up or unsold, in this situation, they make sun-dried tomatoes or just use it as compost. Nothing goes waste here, says Mr. Naveen. As they use the greenhouse method, they produce year-long. All the produce is hand-picked at the peak of ripeness. This maintains a rich flavor for the consumers. After harvesting, the produce is cleaned, packed, and stored in their very own temperature-controlled storage facilities for maximum shelf life. Every batch of First Agro produce is tested and certified. After it is shipped to the store, the consumer can ask the retail store for a copy of the report to check the results for themselves. A total of 167 parameters are tested, which comprises of all the pesticides in the world. So in short, the well-being from the soil to the crop and consumer is taken care of. the integrated pest management program to achieve the zero pesticide policy, which is using beneficial microbes like fungus, bacteria, and beneficial insects, meaning one insect that eats the other insects which feed on the plants, like a ladybug or trichogramma. Pheromone traps which emit the smell of a female insect. The male insects nearby are drawn in and fall inside the trap, thereby breaking the cycle of the female moth to lay sterilized eggs. Or they use neem oil and leaf sprays like garlic chili spray or minced garlic spray. Or do companion planting, for example, along with cabbage, a garlic plant is grown. So when a pest that comes to eat cabbage gets the garlic smell, it gets confused or does not like the smell and it just moves on. They have a program called Farm to Fork, where live plants are shipped to chef customers and the produce is harvested in the chef's kitchen. So the produce will be available to the general public in the packed form. They do not sell loose. It will be packed in a see-through biodegradable plastic bag with holes for the produce to breathe if needed. To grow varieties of lettuce, Chinese cabbage, broccoli, specialized chili peppers, and spices such as fresh ginger, garlic, and turmeric. They also want to grow salads without the use of soil and use solar panels to support the crops. The company also plans to have a processing unit in place to make pasta sauces, to have operations set up in North, West, and Southern India. They have identified 16 locations in places like Pune, Chandigarh, Punjab, Lucknow, Baroda, and Chennai. They are doing this mainly because nowadays it's very common for people to move for job requirements mostly. So they want the customers to not have a problem in getting their first agro produce if they shift elsewhere. Making plans for tour packages, planning on setting up a gourmet valley called Kaveri Valley, also developing a software called First Agro Traceability System, FACS, which is a 17-digit code. So when you visit the website and feed in this code, you will receive the date of shipment, batch number, lot number, which cluster and which subcluster the produce was grown in. For a regular customer, it is helpful to know the shipment date. But First Agro have gone a step beyond and they can use their 17-digit code in case there is a food recall. First Agro is targeting to be among the top 3 best-known brands in fresh produce over the next 10 years as a pan-India brand. After understanding the nature of pesticide use in India, it is only natural to pick a healthier alternative. First Agro has set the bar really high when it comes to food safety and has the potential to become a trusted brand in the Indian household.